It must suck to know that Jay-Z is most likely paid for all of this to be done to you.
It's a term in the legal field that you could indict a ham sandwich, but the Southern District of New York has a 98.2 conviction rate.
Y'all, looks like Gene Deal is leaving no stone unturned while spilling the tea on the Diddy Saga. The insider claimed that Diddy has been holding key cards in his own pocket that has allegedly put a leash on Jay-Z's career. You might have noticed Jay-Z's absolute silence on Diddy's predicament. But guess what? The word has it that Jay-Z might fall next to Diddy soon. Yes, you heard that right. Things are getting wilder and wilder each day, so let's get into it. You might have known that Jaguar recently made an appearance on Real Life Street Stars, where she insinuated that HOV might be the one behind Diddy's fallout. You all know how Diddy was seen doing some messed up things to his ex-girlfriend on a video released by CNN, but earlier he claimed that he didn't do anything mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit. Well, the fans noted that his actions committed on the video were the exact claims that were made against Diddy.
It must suck to know that Jay-Z is most likely paid for all of this to be done to you.
Well, Gene claimed that Diddy appeared to be really close with Biggie right until his untimely passing. He claimed that Diddy and Biggie were not even close on a personal level. However, Diddy was obsessed with portraying their fake relationship on camera. Gene explained that Biggie and Diddy were always photographed together while they were working. You see, Diddy and Biggie were never caught hanging out with each other outside work commitments. The former bodyguard explained that the duo actually played their part for the camera, and that Biggie was allegedly trying to get out of Diddy's label before he passed away. You see, Gene explained that he saw Biggie's new contract with his own eyes.
And I seen big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, for signing. You're going to get another $250,000 if the thing go gold. Then you're going to get this much, and you're going to get that much.
Anyway, understandably, at the time, Diddy was in a legal battle with the rapper's lawyers over the publishing rights to Biggie Smalls' music. And according to the Rolling Stone expose, Diddy was not giving up that gold mine. In the book, The Big Payback, The History of the Business of Hip-Hop, he said, "I will never give it up until I am dead and my bones are crushed into powder." Another 90s hip-hop photographer, Monique Bunn, spilled the tea to Rolling Stone, saying, "Biggie was absolutely about to leave Puff. I know for a fact because he told me that." In addition, another unnamed source added, "Everybody wanted to leave Puffy. Everybody leaves him." Sources further accused Combs of capitalizing on the shock and sorrow of Biggie's death after he was eliminated in a drive-by shooting in March 1997. It was reported that the Bad Boy for Life star denied the leave request for LaJoyce Brookshire, Arista, and Bad Boy's former publicity director, who was traveling with the rapper the day before his death. Instead, he demanded that employees work towards Biggie's posthumous album, Life After Death, hitting #1 upon its release. You might be wondering what happened to it. Well, a few months after Biggie's death, Bad Boy Records was approached by Rolling Stone to feature it on their magazine's cover. The label's co-founder and then president, Kirk Burroughs, reportedly suggested the honor should go to the late rapper. However, Diddy denied Kirk's suggestion and gave himself all the credit for Biggie's work. Kirk was miffed about Diddy's attitude and shared in an interview, Combs was like, "No, he's dead. I'm putting out debut album, No Way Out, in July. I need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone." That's how Diddy ended up on the cover of the August 1997 issue of the magazine. The move was frowned upon even by Suge Knight, the founder and former CEO of Death Row Records and boss of Smalls' rival, Tupac. Anyway, you might not be aware, but Gene revealed that Biggie had done 6 albums for Diddy in just the 2 years that he worked for him, and no one could have ever beaten that record. Even Dame Dash revealed in an interview that Smalls was on the verge of leaving Bad Boy Records to join Rockefeller before passing away. Biggie's plan was to give Puff, Diddy, and them like 3 more albums and then come sign with us, and he was going to do the commission. That was what was going to happen. Or at least that's what was talked about very seriously. I think that's why he did a double album. He was going to do a triple album, and he was going to be out of his contract, and then he was going to come F with us. Gene alleged that Diddy was well aware of the fact that Biggie would have only grown if he had moved to another label, and he definitely did not want someone else other than himself to make money off Biggie's talent. Gene claimed that Diddy must be investigated for taking part in bringing Biggie to LA at that time.
Puffy, he should be paying consequences for Biggie's murder.
I think that lining that kid out there, yeah, he should be paying some consequences for it.
Gene Deal explained that Diddy did not stop slandering. You all remember how Diddy used to claim that he and Biggie used to do e-powder in their free time during an interview with Fat Joe and Jay-Z. Well, Gene debunked the claims, explaining that Biggie did not want to be in a vulnerable position with Diddy as he did not trust him enough. You see, Gene explained that Biggie was aware that Diddy was making millions off of his albums, and that he was the real reason Biggie wanted to change labels.
Big was leaving the label. Big wanted his marketing back. Big wanted his publishing back. So he found out as being an artist, yo, the money is in the publishing.
Now, Gene did not shy away, actually spilling the stats on the way Bad Boy actually robbed his artist. Gene explained that right off the bat, they claimed the first half of the cut before paying any dues to the faculty working behind the scenes. And afterward, the other 50% was split between the higher executives, and only breadcrumbs were given to the artist behind the album. Anyway, you all remember how Maze called out Diddy for whining about the entertainment industry not respecting the black artist? Well, Maze issued some scathing remarks to him while revealing about Diddy's bad business acumen. Before we ask of other ethnicities to do us right, we should do us as black people better, especially the creators. I heard you loud and clear when you said that you are now for the artist. And to do that, my response is, if you want to see a change, you can make a change today by starting with yourself. Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposefully starved your artists that helped you obtain that icon award on the iconic Bad Boy label. Following Maze's lead during the Lox's Hot 97 interview, Lil Cease called in and said that Diddy bought Biggie's publishing for $200,000 in 1995 because Biggie was broke, despite having a gold hit with Juicy. Though Biggie's mom later discredited Cease's account, it appears that Diddy still has Biggie's publishing. In 2016, Biggie's daughter, Tiana Wallace, tweeted out that Puff does nothing for my family, though they apparently had a conversation that cleared up her qualms. During this time, another artist also came out about Diddy and Jay-Z's alleged partnership to loot their artists. You see, Sauce Money was never signed to Bad Boy, but penned I'll Be Missing You, Diddy's Grammy-winning eulogy of Biggie. The record set the Brooklyn Rhymer up for a successful career as a ghostwriter, but he apparently fell out with Diddy at some point in the last 20 years. In 2019, he dissed Diddy for doing Suckerish on his Love Tap track, where he rhymed, "Should have flamed your behind in '06. Did the D's make you forget who it was who wrote your biggest hit?" Diddy's Grammy speech rang hollow for him as well, as he noted that he respected the message, just not coming from him. He screenshots Maze's Instagram comments and added his own touch. Can you imagine how many Mazes there are out there? People that have been wronged for years and are too afraid to speak up for fear of further backdoor politics, or scared to be labeled a hater or a clout chaser because these guys have money, stature, and public adoration? Everybody ain't a hater. Some people are just tired of the hypocrisy. Sauce divulged his issues with Diddy and Jay-Z in his cryptic terms throughout his discussions. He also claimed that he was a victim of backdoor politics as well. The rhymer, with classic appearances on Reservoir Dogs and Bring It On, claimed that he took a $100,000 hit on payment for I'll Be Missing You. And he was also allegedly blackballed by Diddy for going on Norse's Drink Champ show, which airs on Revolt, at Jay's request. You see, Sauce grew up with Jay-Z and Marcy Projects, and he revealed that Jay-Z twice leveraged his industry power to make calls to stall his projects at MCA Records and Priority Records, where he released 1999's Middle Finger You. He claimed that Jay-Z had suggested he should stop writing for Diddy, but he walked in on him writing for Diddy later the same day. His most damning accusation was that after taking a meeting at Def Jam and playing Jay-Z new music in 2006, the then Def Jam president told his longtime friend, "I don't believe in your dreams." So it won't be wrong to say that Diddy and Jay-Z have not been close in the real sense, but they were actually keeping each other in check. So while Jay-Z was trying to allegedly poison the waters in the Bad Boy label, he was also trying to move to Atlanta with Biggie. You see, during Biggie's birthday, Jay-Z claimed that Biggie was in on allegedly letting Jay-Z take over his career. Gene revealed that the industry was making a transition when Biggie's career was at its peak, and that was the reason why the industry wanted to give just $200,000 to $300,000 to the artists while making millions off of them.
It was all probably instrumental and planned out because the industry was pushing more, giving more of their contracts now for Southern rappers than they was rappers that was coming out the North.
Now get this, Gene spilled that Biggie and Jay-Z had a great relationship that also allegedly posed a threat to Diddy and his record label. Gene explained that apparently Biggie and Jay-Z would celebrate each other's hits by going to each other's residences. Now listen, it appeared that Diddy would notice this, and allegedly to get back at Jay by trying to turn Ja Rule against Jay-Z. You see, Gene claimed that during a flight to a show, Diddy was trying to convince Ja Rule that Jay-Z was being disrespectful towards him, and we all know how much those comments would trip an artist. However, it turned out that Diddy's efforts proved to be in vain. Anyway, coming back to publishing rights. You see, according to Revolt TV, the business mogul leaped in a new direction as a record label owner when he decided to reassign the label's publishing rights to everyone he signed, which includes artists such as Faith Evans, Maze, The Lox, 112, and Biggie Smalls' estate. This is one of several things the billionaire was doing on his quest to seemingly help liberate the black community through financial literacy, education, and other avenues. You see, most artists do not own the publishing rights to their music catalog. Instead, record labels often do and profit from it while the artist gets very little, besides money from paid gigs, which has been a complaint of many artists like Ashanti, Prince, Taylor Swift, The Beatles, and Lil' Kim. Although it might look like a good move on Diddy's part, but you must realize that now those songs have long passed their prime. They have no value in terms of money. It won't be far from the truth that Diddy milked the cash cow till it couldn't produce any more cash. The word on the street is that Jay-Z and Diddy have been keeping tabs on each other's deeds by accumulated boatloads of evidence against each other. Sources claim that Jay-Z was associated with Biggie's death, and Diddy allegedly has the receipts to prove it. So now that Jay-Z has been flying under the radar ever since things blew up and Diddy fell from grace, despite being friends for decades, Jay hasn't uttered a single word in Diddy's defense, and that might have rubbed Diddy the wrong way. Reports claim that Jay-Z is not doing anything because he does not want Diddy to unveil his own skeletons. Recently, an entertainment reporter, Liz Cronkin, took to social media that Jay-Z allegedly had a mistress named Cathy White. Cronkin used to write for outlets like Us Weekly, National Enquirer, Star, and In Touch Weekly. Liz revealed that back in August of 2011, she was working as a senior editor for Star magazine. According to her, she came to know Cathy when her boss asked her to look into blog reports claiming that a woman named Cathy Coriana White was having an affair with Jay-Z. The blog that reportedly first broke the affair story was published by Hollywood Street King in an article titled Busted, Jay-Z Caught Cheating on Beyoncé with Cathy White, back in August 2010. She explained she managed to get a hold of Cathy at her job in New York over the phone. She said, "I then uncovered photos of Cathy hanging with Jay-Z and Diddy, no less at Teo nightclub in Las Vegas. So I called her back and asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she had never met or hung out with Jay-Z. At this point, Cathy expressed to me that she would consider going public with her story. Days later, I tried to reach her at work with no luck. I finally got a hold of one of her colleagues and asked her if she knew why Cathy had been MIA. Her colleague shockingly told me she's dead." For those of you who don't know, White was a Howard University graduate, a contributor to various online publications, and was the CEO of her own public relations firm, White Label PR. Previous reports claimed that the cause of demise was an aneurysm in the brain. It was pretty suspicious, as the rumors of the affair were sparked after Cathy and model Claudia Jordan were allegedly spotted at Las Vegas's Teo nightclub, sitting at a table with Jay-Z and Puffy.
Claudia Jordan and Cathy White are two industry it girls around that time. So you could see the levels that she was on to be taking pictures of somebody like this in the early 2000s.
Apparently, both the A-listers were there to watch a boxing match, but the reports now show that Cathy died of an aneurysm. However, according to an NYPD detective who was allegedly handling the case, revealed that Cathy's cause of death was uncertain as the autopsy and toxicology reports were seemingly unclear. The detective at the time alleged that the death was considered suspicious nonetheless. It is quite possible that Jay-Z might have had magic fingers on the report to change the results. Sources from Foxella claimed A 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. Ambulance came and took Cathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she expired. They will be doing an autopsy later today to check out her cause of death, but someone might have given Cathy a bad drug, so they'll do a toxicology, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report. Now, the word has it that Diddy has been monitoring Jay-Z's private life, and if the alleged evidence in Diddy's hands saw the light of day, things might get pretty rough for the Carters. Even a close friend of Jay-Z told Organized Noise Entertainment, "Are you kidding me? Jay wouldn't throw his life away for a lady from the streets. Beyonce knows Jay plays around. Everybody knows. If Cathy was going to expose Jay, no one will believe her. Jay got too much to lose, the baby coming and all. Take Jay's name out of your conspiracy theories." More importantly, Jaguar Wright also joined the conversation. You see, Jaguar has always been the whistleblower of the industry and has been raising her voice against Jay-Z and Diddy for years. Well, during an appearance on Viral Hip Hop News, Jaguar revealed that Jay-Z was actually much worse than Diddy. She explained that since Jay knew how to cover his tracks like a pro, no one knew his real face.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient.
Fans are right beside Gene on this one, as his story has never detoured from the first time he told anything. It's funny Diddy never responds to Big Gene. I think Gene's got a lot more dirt on Puff, which could be why he doesn't respond or say anything. I think Gene just hates the way Diddy did his artist, especially Big. It's a whole lot more to it. The saga continues. Shout out Big Gene, the real deal. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more piping hot teas on your favorite celebrities.